I'm Bob Lloyd from South Carolina 3. I've known many of you here, some of you for 20-some years at Rolling Thunder. That'd be good. But many more of you in the recent years that followed. I want to share one thing with you that has recently happening at Rolling Thunder, South Carolina 3. I want to share with you, bring your attention, an event activity that's become increasingly, that we've been called upon by the Myrtle Beach chapter of Quilt of Valor, known as the Shorebirds. Their activities involved a number of wonderful things, and we brought one of their recent creations to display to you today. But listen first, that in August of this year, they raised the bar at what they want us to do for them. And the best one that's going to tell you about that is a Quilt of Valor recipient from our own chapter, our current president. Welcome, David Maxwell.
I'd like to start off with some information about the Quilt of Valor. I'll give you their mission statement and some of their history. The mission of Quilt of Valor Foundation is to cover all service members and veterans touched by war with a comforting and healing Quilt of Valor. Quilt of Valor began in 2003 with a dream by Catherine Roberts, whose son was deployed to Iraq. While he was in Iraq, Catherine Roberts dreamt of a young man sitting on the edge of his bunk, and in the middle of the night, he woke with a cluster of war demons surrounding his bed. Then Catherine saw this young man being wrapped with a quilt, and his demeanor changed from despair to comfort and hope. Thus began the journey of Quilts for Soldiers, now known as the Quilt of Valor Foundation. The first quilt was awarded in November of 2003 at Walter Reed Army Medical Center to a young soldier from Minnesota who lost his leg in Iraq. Since 2003, there have been over 260,000 quilts presented nationally, and the Myrtle Beach Shorebird chapter has presented over 4,000. A Quilt of Valor is a lifetime award. It can never be bought, sold, and it's never a gift. Along with this quilt, honorees will receive a quilt of star fabric that was donated to Quilts of Valor Myrtle Beach Shorebirds. These cases are made from manufactured waste that was being discarded. It was never part of an American flag, and there is a disclaimer in every case. There's a label on the back in the bottom corner that contains the names of all the volunteers that took part in creating this quilt. The person who pieced the top, the quilter, and the person who did the binding, as well as the honoree and the date of award. As a recipient of a Quilt of Valor from the Myrtle Beach Shorebird area, they have authorized me to award a Quilt of Valor.
Woo-hoo!
Sergeant Harvey Muller, will you please stand in front of your Quilt of Valor?
You!
Normally, we would wrap this quilt on the recipient's shoulders, but we're going to forego that. We go ahead.
Looks like he wants to get wrapped.
Harvey Muller, the Quilt of Valor Foundation wishes to recognize you for your service to our nation. We consider it a privilege to honor you. Though we may never know the extent of your sacrifice and service to protect and defend the United States of America, as an expression of gratitude, we award you this Quilt of Valor.
Yeah.
Well, you're all standing, so actually, with all the service members and veterans, please stand, we're gonna render you a hand salute.